14-year-old is saying, I charge low with $2,500.
I'll be at 10K this month at 14.
What I told him about pricing, what I told him about this one simple trick.
Basically just went off what Harvey said to me.
So he's going to make $10,000 partnering with one client. I just told a stranger one piece of advice that allowed him to close a $2,500 deals at 14 years old with RevShare that will allow him to scale to $10,000 a month by the end of May. And I want to show you exactly what I told him and how it works. This is our Discord chat, and I want to run you through the voice note that he sent over after closing the deal, and then I'll break down exactly what the voice note says and how we helped him do it.
Like that ass, bro, I literally consumed like a bunch of the course knowledge, and like a big thing was helpful was like the day before this. Me and Harvey went over like my pricing structure.
So for context, the day before this, me and him hopped on the onboarding call. So what we do is we partner with, agencies one-on-one just to help teach them the systems that we use in our agency. We take on like 1-2 clients a month just to, help them, because we know what to do in our agency. Why not just help someone do the exact same in Scout? And obviously it works. So we take on, 2 to 3 a month. So we hopped on an onboarding call the day before. It was around 2 hours long, just running through his pricing structure, running through his offer, running through everything. We completely changed what he was offering. Before, it was just like short form content. And I was like, okay, you're way too skilled. You have so much more leverage. Let's position you in a different way. So what we did is we built out his offer. The offer changed into more of a actual growth partner offer. So he was working with them with the content, the conversion, and all of this. And from there, obviously, we went into the pricing, and that's what I want to speak to you about today. But let me carry on with the voice
all kind of stuff, and that's when it basically went off of the setup fee. Although like I charged low for 2,500, but I could have.
So you can see there, 14-year-old is saying, I charge low with $2,500, so $2,500. He charged low. Okay, this is a low setup fee because we were talking about build fees and how they should be 5-7K. So he thinks this is low. So if you guys obviously are like, oh, I only charge 800 and that's X, Y, and Z, this guy is saying I charge low with $2,500, right?
Higher. But yeah, I basically just went off what Harvey said to me. And yeah, so it's basically kind of fucking crazy. And then
so he said it's crazy because we were literally speaking the day before. We were talking about how he had that call the next day and what he was going to do on it. We were talking about, he was like, should I pitch him this, X, Y, and Z? And we were, running for exactly what to do. And it's crazy. And, even why he said it's crazy is because how you can go from where he was and what he was doing to charging $2,500 build fee is crazy. And it just allows you just to print money the way that this works. And again, like I said, I will be breaking it down after this, but let me just get through this.
Yeah, now I just gotta get like 2 more clients, and I'll be at 10K this month at 14.
So 2 more clients at 10K. We already know that he's going to do that. I think we've got a call with him. I think it's today or tomorrow, just going over his acquisition process. We're going to build out his outreach script with him. And we've already built his VSL backend content funnels, and obviously we've structured his offer, pricing, and all of that. So yeah, this is crazy already. And he says this month is going to hit 10K. That's just like in build fees. With the rev share, I was speaking to him. He's doing about 20% rev share. He's going to do, obviously they have to partner up first, but he's going to do around 20% is what they kind of like spoke on. So if this client, for example, is doing 50 grand a month, which I've seen the client can do 50 grand a month, and we're going to, work with him for service delivery and help him get him to that point. But if he's taking 20%, okay, he's doing $2,500 a month, that's going to cover the team. That's what you charge, but that's going to cover the team, all of that. And then he's going to make 20% of 50 grand. So he's going to make 5 grand, 10%, 20% is going to be 10 grand. So he's going to make $10,000 every single month by just partnering with one client. Profit. No, like the retainer, all of that is already done. Profit. So he's talking about getting 2 more on this month, just to, in build fees, make $10,000, which he will. And like I said, it's going to be very easy. So a 14-year-old is going to be crazy. But yeah.
You guys are going to have the best testimonial ever, bro. I'm so hyped for this. I'm going to set up the outreach systems, and then hopefully it should be good.
Yeah, so again, he's going to be our best case study, which, he's 14 years old. We've only been working with him. He's already absolutely crushing it. So I don't put it past him that he is going to be our best case study. We've scaled, people that were even $15,000 to $10,000. This is a whole new level. Okay, this is a whole new level that we're getting to. We saw, obviously, we saw the potential in him. He came to us asking for help, and we were like, okay, we can actually help him, because we turn away, most people. So yeah, we were ready to actually help him. So I want to run now through exactly the reason, what I told him about pricing, what I told him about this one simple trick that will allow him to scale his agency and allowed him to close that deal and will allow him to close future deals to make $10,000 a month at 14 years old. So as you guys can see here, you can see Adam, $2,500 in one day after the program. At 14 years old is crazy. So for any of you that making excuses that you don't know how to do X, Y, and Z, you're confused, this guy's making $2,500 one day after joining us and working with us one-on-one. So again, if you guys do want to do that yourself, there is a link down below to see if you are qualified. 10K this month, easy. So what did I tell Adam? What did I tell him, and how did we work to make him allow a 2.5K setup fee and then move into a retainer and also rev share? How does that work? Okay. Now, with your normal one-step service that Adam was selling before. So this is Adam here. Adam before was just selling short form content. Okay. He was selling edits, which you can tell is, the client films it. So if I do like a little camera, the client films it. Okay. And then what Adam does is he edits it. Okay, that means that it's a one step from this side and it's a one step from this side. Now, once the edits are done, it goes back to the client. Okay, the client still had to script it, come up with the ideas, understand what he's doing, and then he's also had to post it. So there's like a 4-step structure, and Adam's taking one step, which only allows him to do a retainer, which is obviously going to be a very low retainer. Let's say it's $800, for example. Really broke your retainer. Okay, so it's because, and you can see it clearly here, and your brain may not have processed this before, but the sector of content. So let's just say, Adam's doing a lot more now, but let's just say the content sector. Okay, everything's broken down in 3 steps. Content, so bringing in leads to the top of the funnel. Then we have the middle of a funnel, which is just conversion. So that type of mechanism. It's like sales. Okay, if we just put sales instead. So convert, sales, and then the final step is service delivery. People call it the MSS, which, most people call it. So that's the MSS. Okay, now, what we're focusing on here is the content side of it. Now, if you guys don't want to do the rest of it, you guys may have seen my other videos. If you haven't, I recommend you check them out for these parts, but I'm just going to be going over the content to make it super simple. So this guy now has to do 4 steps to the stage. Okay, super easy. You don't want to do that. You're working with low clients. All you're doing is 1 step. So you can only charge a retainer. Now, how can you get to a point where you take a % out of the company? You take a % and also these high ticket build fees. Okay, I know it's only $2,000, and even Adam said it's super low ticket. We're looking really at $5,000. How can this work? Now, let me explain it to you and how it works. So if we take over this content side, what we want to do is take step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, every single step off of his hand. So instead of all of these steps, all the client has to do now is film. Okay, that's his 1 step. Now, everything before and everything after, we need Adam and his company to go and do. But what is he going to do? He's just going to outsource it to a bunch of team members. Okay. So again, Adam don't really have to do anything. He can just sit there, do whatever he wants to do. I don't know what, go to the gym, whatever. He can do that because his team can focus on all of this. They can focus on the edits. They can focus on the scripting. They can focus on long form content. They can focus on short form content. They can focus on repurposing. Okay. What we look at when doing these type of offers is taking over the whole sector. So content doesn't stop at short form content. Okay, because guess what you have? You have long form content. What happens in long form content? Okay, you have scripts. Cool. You have thumbnails. You have posting. You have data. Okay, so they're like a couple steps in that. Short form content, it works in the exact same way. Okay, and then we can also repurpose that content. Repurpose. Okay, we can also repurpose the content. So we want to take over this whole sector here. Okay, what happens when we take over this sector and we build the systems in place? We can charge a big setup fee. Now that setup fee is going to look like like we discussed, it was either 2 to like 5 grand, or you can, even from 5, you can go to like 10 grand. This is your build fee. Now, what the build fee consists of is building that infrastructure. Okay, building the systems to do all of this. So building the best hooks, building the data tracking sheets, building the customer avatar, building the systems to edit, building the systems to do long form. Okay, you're building the system and you're building the team. Okay, so without you, this system can still run. That's what you're doing. Okay, you have to do the SOPs, the team, just the systems behind it. Everything needs to be built to run on its own. Okay, run on its own. Now you're going to get paid money to do this. Now it may take you, on average, after a while, it will take you about a week to do. A week to build it out, because you would have already worked with clients before, you would have understood it. If it's your first time, it may take you 2 to 4 weeks. So it may take you a month to do. But that's fine if you're making 10 grand. It don't really matter, okay? 1 week to 2 to 4 weeks, that's what is to build. Now, once you build the system and you generate your client's results, you built it, and now your client is starting to get the results that you obviously promise and you guarantee, they will then go into a point where you partner with them. Now, this can be, okay, once I get you X amount of views, once I get you X amount of followers, once I get you X amount of whatever it is, right? You then go into a partnership phase and you pitch this on the first call that you go on to them with, that, once we hit this, we're going to partner. Now, they're open to it because it's not like a retainer where it's like, okay, you pay me, then you might get results. This one is, look, you pay us the build fee, we will build it and work with you until we get this result, which again, only takes a couple of weeks to ever get. Okay, so now you go into a partnership phase. Now what is happening is if I branch it off, now you've built everything. So trust me, I have a bunch of these clients, right? And our clients have a bunch of these clients, all of this, right? Once you build the systems, they can all say the same thing. All you do is manage, and all you manage is the people at the top of the chain. So let's say there's like 4 editors. You just get on a call with the content manager and the setter manager and the sales manager and whoever else. These are the only people that we get on a call with. They may have like 5-6 people below. They get on calls with this. You pay them like an extra $200-$300 per client, and they all report back to you. So you have maybe 3 calls a week for 30 minutes. So you're working an hour and 30, and then let's just say you have a 30-minute call with the client. You're working 2 hours a week and I'll break this down. Okay, so 2 hours a week. Let's get that in our brain. We're making 2 hours, and then obviously just growth. So we're looking at new systems. We're looking at the data, and again, these guys are kind of just going over that and doing it for you. Okay, we're looking at the data. We're looking at what's working, what's not working. We're going to scale. We might implement ads. We might implement new teams. We might implement a new free training. Whatever it is, our main goal is managing growth after this point. Okay, now in this point where we're working 2 hours a day, you then go on a retainer. So once the build fee is done, you go on a retainer, which the retainer should equal how much it's going to cost to deliver. Okay, how much is it going to cost to deliver equals that, and then you can obviously add on, but don't really worry about it too much. Okay, we normally do 2 to 3K per delivery, and it normally costs around 1 to 2K to deliver. Okay, that's fine, because what we're going to do now is take a percent. Now this percent is going percent or milestone. Okay. This is what we spoke to Adam about, and why his Cool Close so easy is because we worked on what the client wants, okay? We need to focus on what the client wants first. Do they want to give you money and you just hope for the best? Or do they want to give you money and you have a direct result, and every single month you're going to continuously grow and manage a whole system, whole infrastructure, so they don't have to worry about it, right? Now they can only focus on sales and service delivery, because content and sort of the marketing stage is all done by you. If you take more percent. That's how simple it works, and you take more retainer. That's literally how simple the system is. Okay, let me get back to this though. So percent on milestones. Now, because we're doing content, for example, this is just an example. If you're taking over more of the system, you do a percent. You could be like, okay, so every I could take 5%, I can take 25%, I can take 40%. Okay, just a percent that's fair. You're obviously going to negotiate this on the second call and see what they're most open to. If obviously you're just doing content, you're not going to be able to take 40% because they still have to do the other sectors of the business that they don't want to do. If you take over these as well, yeah, 40 fair enough, because you are taking over most of the business. They just have to record content and hop on calls. That's all they have to do. But you do like 25%, 5%. And then if they want to change that, just because, sometimes if we're doing a one-step service, again, if you're doing all of these, which I recommend you do, or at least pairing two together, then you can take a percent. If you're just doing one, then you could do milestones. So it could be like if you make 10K in a week, I want to take 2K of it. So I want like 20% of that. Okay. If we make, let's say 40K in a month, I want like 4K. So I want 10% of it. Or you could do stuff like, if we get you 1 million views on a video, I want $100 for that. Okay. And then if I get you over 1,000 followers a week, then I want X for this. And what you can start doing is stacking money on top of each other. And this is why Adam is going to scale to $10,000 a month so easy. And also why his clients signed on. And the one simple thing that I told him was just this pricing structure. If they're going to, and let me break it down so it, super makes sense. I've broken down the sort of how it works, but they come to you, build fee. This build fee doesn't progress to the next stage unless you make them X. Okay. Unless X happens. So it's either dollars or it's like views or whatever it is, appointments, whatever it is. So they know that they're getting a guaranteed result. Okay, so you're already in the leverage position. They're going to say yes every time because you're not going to get paid past this, or they're just going to walk away with the system that you built. Now, past this, obviously, now they don't have to worry about this sector at all. They will just give it to you. And because you're doing so much in it, they'll give you a percent while you're growing it and you can focus on it. They have more time and they have more tea, more money. That's all anyone wants. Anyone wants in life, and this is why Adam will scale when he's 14 years old, is because he knows more time, give them more time, and make them more money. And you, in turn, are going to print cash. Okay? So that's how the system works. Hopefully you guys understood, and you guys knew, you understood how it works. I know there's a few slow people that watch sometimes, but it's all good. You'll get there one day. But this is Adam. So that's Adam and how we closed a 2.5K deal and how I made a stranger rich and how I'm going to make him a bunch of money. Very, very simply, just following that one simple trick that I told him. And this is what we did. But if you are still maybe a little bit confused of how this works and you want me to build it out, because, I didn't do this with Adam. I said, Adam, this is your product here. We're going to do this delivery, this delivery, this delivery. This is exactly how much you can charge. And this is the exact percent you can take. Then we built out the sales process. Then we built out how he's going to pitch it. Then also the scripts. Then also the VSL. Then also the service delivery. If you want this and more of an action game plan and kind of want it guaranteed to you like this kid is, then down below in the description, click, I think it's the top link, multiplyclients.io, apply to partner with us, and we will see if it's the right fit, and then we'll obviously help you start scaling. If not, then hopefully this was valuable and you kind of understood what I was going on about and why it works so well. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, if you are looking to partner, link down below, but I'll see you guys soon.